Hey everyone, it's John Liquid back with another video. DJ Karen is making waves again, this time after a powerful statement about the WNBA being snubbed by TV networks. This story takes us all the way to Boston, where the buzz is undeniable. Yesterday, DJ Karen spoke to the media following a historic game at TD Garden against the LA Sports, which saw a sold-out crowd of over 19,000 fans. Despite this massive turnout, Karen took to Twitter to express her frustration with the WNBA for not promoting the game. Her tweet, which quickly went viral, read, "Since we have to do our own promo, we're playing at TD Garden tonight, sold out, 19K plus fans. First ever WNBA game here. Historic. Not on TV, but catch it right here on Twitter." Karen didn't stop there. After leading Connecticut to victory, she directly called out the WNBA during a post-game interview, criticizing the lack of promotion for this landmark event. Let's roll the footage and hear what she had to say.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep it real all the time. And I feel like Connecticut as a franchise is historically disrespected. So sometimes, you know, if you want something, you gotta go out there and do it yourself. So that's what I did for us. I think that there could have been a lot more publicity or promo from the top, you know. Connecticut had announced that we were having this game probably almost a year ago, maybe. Right after last season. Sometime after, there was ample time to do what needed to be done. But it didn't matter anyway, because they showed up and it was sold out. We got the dub, so I guess my tweet worked. And the game should have been on a national television broadcast. You shouldn't have to pay for any type of subscription to see a game that's this historic, in my opinion. I'm biased, but in my opinion.
Thank you, DJ.
Welcome.
So, DJ Karen had quite the outburst about the game not being televised, but it didn't take long for people to clap back in the comments. And trust me, they didn't hold back. One commentator even said, "It was 69-61. I feel bad for anyone who wasted their time and money on that. What's so historic? No marquee players were involved, and neither team pulls in big ratings. What was historic about this game? I must have missed the memo." As you can see, the fans aren't exactly sympathetic. DJ Karen needs to understand that neither team has any big-time superstars right now. Honestly, if Cameron Brink had played in that game, it might have been televised. But with her out, interest in the Sparks just isn't where it was earlier in the season. It's the reality of the situation. Now, shifting gears to another story, we've got Caitlin Clark in the spotlight again, this time for her technical fouls. Christie doubled down on her previous comments during a press conference, making it clear that Caitlin Clark isn't about to be suspended. Let's roll the footage to see what she had to say.
Week off now after you're playing hot, or do you want to get right back out there?
Yeah, no, I like, the momentum that we had going. I wish we could, have a couple days, get a breather, and then play. But, we're going to make this time. We're going to get everything we can out of it. Just keep working on things that we need to work on to beat Minnesota.
The way your offense has been playing, like 2 straight games of 4 consistently good quarters, what do you think has led to that, and how much of that is from your defensive attention leading to some offensive success?
I think a lot of it has to do with us getting stops. That was, we were able to get out in transition, and that's where we're at our best. And then, we were able to push the pace, able to get downhill, and then we just hit wide open shots. And that's, when we do that, we're able to put some points on the board.
We can see Timmy in here. What was she able to do today, if anything? How's she trending?
So good to see Timmy out here. We're going to finish. We're going to get together and see how she felt, see what she feels like. Hopefully she's hoping for this weekend.
How much confidence does it give you that you didn't get your first win over a team with a 500 better record until the end of June, and now you have 2 in a row?
Yeah, I just give all the credit to these guys for the work they put in and showing up every day, ready to play regardless of who that competition is. We had a problem earlier where we'd play a really good team and get a good win, and then we'd play and not play as well. I thought for me, just the growth was the 2 games put back to back, 2 good games together, getting those wins was huge for us.
Any players' leadership kind of shine to you in that transition to having 2 good games in a row, having that mentality consecutively?
Yeah, I think I think there was a change in the way I felt with just from having all these practices and the time spent with each other during these 3 weeks. Their relationships have changed. They're playing differently. They get so excited for each other. I think that's what I told them before. The joy that they showed, for Lexi in that game the other day against Seattle was like, that's the feel that just makes you feel so good about what we're doing.
Lynn talks about the rebuild a lot and how she thinks like you guys are ahead of schedule on that. Just how do you feel about the rebuild, especially with like a playoff berth kind of imminent?
Yeah, I think the one thing that keeps always popping in my head is don't get too high and don't get too low. Stay with the process. Like as a coach, you play these 2 games and you beat those 2 really good teams, and you can maybe get ahead of yourself. Like we've got to just keep building blocks. Just keep building blocks. I mean, there's a way you win too. Just like you have to, when you're losing, how you have to practice. When you're winning, you've got to just find a way to get better, get to the next step.
You mentioned obviously you're going to have a conversation with Caitlin about her technicals on Sunday. Did you have that conversation, or what did that?
Yeah, we've had a lot of conversations over the weekend. But I mean, she's a fiery athlete, very competitor. I don't need her to be sitting out a game anytime soon.
That was Christie's side addressing the media about the Indiana Fever, but more importantly, she was talking about Caitlin Clark's potential suspensions. Currently, Caitlin has 5 technical fouls, and if she racks up just 2 more, she'll face a suspension. Christie made it clear in her comments that Caitlin isn't going anywhere. She's going to keep a close eye on the situation to ensure Caitlin stays on the court for the rest of the season. I want to hear your thoughts on DJ Curry's comments and Caitlin Clark's technical foul situation. Do you think the WNBA should have done more to promote the game, or is it all just hype? And what are your views on Caitlin Clark's potential suspension? Drop your opinions in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future updates. Until next time, keep shaking off the haters, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Yeah, I think the one thing that keeps always popping in my head is don't get too high and don't get too low. Stay with the process. Like as a coach, you play these 2 games and you beat those 2 really good teams, and you can maybe get ahead of yourself. Like we've got to just keep building blocks. Just keep building blocks. I mean, there's a way you win too. Just like you have to, when you're losing, how you have to practice. When you're winning, you've got to just find a way to get better, get to the next step.
You mentioned obviously you're going to have a conversation with Caitlin about her technicals on Sunday. Did you have that conversation, or what did that?
Yeah, we've had a lot of conversations over the weekend. But I mean, she's a fiery athlete, very competitor. I don't need her to be sitting out a game anytime soon.